bend because they just run multiple stuff. Constant movement out there offensively for UConn.
11-2 advantage. They're 5 of 7 from the field. Oklahoma still looking for its first bucket. Fierce.
Look at this.
With the left hand, that's silky smooth.
Explosive. The
junior.
And they don't trap him. He's going to have a field day inside that wide body.
He's got to go quick and away from the double, too, if it does come.
Fierce over Caravan. Oh, he banks it in for 3 for Oklahoma.
Another look on the drop coverage.
Mahaney with the left hand. And the rebound controlled by Wagee.
This is where Fears is dangerous.
Look at that.
A whirling dervish from Jeremiah Fears. He's Oklahoma 12 of 15. UConn is 4 of 4.
Nice play. What a
steal. And it's Fears taking it to the rim for 2.
Fearless. Knew he had those hitches. Good lefty delivery.
The junior from South Pearl, Massachusetts, has given UConn a 5-point lead.
The ball's on Fears now on that switch.
6-0. Huskies run. Fears peeks at the clock.
That middle ball screen action I talk about all the time, Ravi. If you can't handle it, it's going to knock you out of the tournament. And Kentucky's so good with Williams and Carr both rolling out.
Fears pretty. You talk about scores. He's one of them. And it's a
on defense, and he finished with, if they post you up, you got to heat up the passing, get your hands up high, play with more aggression. He told them they weathered the initial storm, but they have to keep their energy up.
He's right about that. They did weather the storm. The question's going to be, does Oklahoma have another scorer beside Fears to help them get on a run? Because it's quite clear Kentucky has that ability, and we've seen it already a couple of times. Amari Williams setting the check back in. As Fears penetrates against Chandler. He's deep, and he lays it up and in.
That's how he can get going, Fears.
Difficult pass in traffic. What a job by Brea to keep it alive. And another empty trip for the Cats. Fears. Boy, is he tough. And yeah, you're right, Jimmy. Minute 13, so here goes Kentucky on another one of those streaks. Here's a much taller Garrison on him. He'll kick it to Taylor, who'll take Noah to the baseline. Fierce. Yeah, that one looked a lot better. A set shot right over Garrison for 3. Back on top. Fierce dances around Williams. That was awfully impressive.
He's awfully good just in.
Harry's gotten 6, and those 3 go through shooting drills every single day together, getting up hundreds of shots. Elvis, the handoff. Late kiss to Fears. The penetration, a little too strong with a kiss, but it stayed on the rim and fell down.
Well, he says that Shar calls for it.
Here's Chandler again. High arcing 3. That's way off. More. Oh, what a play. What a catch by Fears. And then lead grows to 10.
He just gets better as the game goes longer, Otega Oweh. He is a monster in the second half. He's also been fouled 8 times in this game.
Continuation for Fears as he... They set it up for Fears. He curls for a 3. And he got it. Jeremiah Fears. Moser lose now. 83-82. Oweh nearly slipped. And he turned it over. Fears. They don't have a timeout. And Fears may settle down to try to win this thing. He drives, lays it up, with his left, and it's in. And Oklahoma
over around 15 pounds. He said he can play with more physicality, hold his own in the post. He said that strength not only gives him versatility, but confidence to go toe-to-toe with some of the best in this league.
Yeah, interesting story, too, how he got to Georgia when he and his brother, the older brothers on this team, decided to go back to Georgia. When they got there, they both said, it's nice to be home again. Her grandmother used to work in the president's office at Georgia, as whatever his initial thought was. Hey, Oklahoma's been terrific, 5 of 7 from three-point land. Oh man, fears, no fear there.
Avoid defenders and just slide and glide with smoothness. And he's all up 6'10", making those kind of plays.
He's got 9. Fears, who's dribbling, has got 8 in this game. He gets it back, he rises. He buries it. Baseline no good. Newell picks up the rebound and throws one up, and he can't get it.
Think about Jeremiah Fears. He originally committed to Illinois.
Yeah.
And then when he reclassified, Porter Moser said, we got a spot for you right now.
Turned 18 in October.
Yeah. And Oklahoma with a lot of minutes with 3 small guards. And they try to find a mismatch with one of them. Let him go to work.
Fears. Great play with an extra. Well, you got stuffed by the basket. He's able to pick up his own. Fears. Yep. Knocks down another one.
Like a dog food, but one, can that dude play?
Name like a dog food. Okay. Fears to the rack. Right? Blue cake a while, but I got there. Difficult pass. Fears picks it. Now he just had 2. Let's see if he wants to fire again. All the way. Yes, he does. He's got the last 4. Oklahoma, we talked about it, and you mentioned at the half, they're not going to make the same number of threes. They have missed 7 of their last 8. Fears decides to go to the rack, throws it up. He absorbed the contact.
That's what I love about what we've seen from Trey Johnson is he knows that double team's coming, accepts it, makes the right decision.
Ronnie Terry told us Tuesday in Starkville, Trey Johnson is not a hog. He's not going to hog the ball if the play isn't there. And then he said that again earlier today at shoot-around. I'm not sure if it's because you were in the house and you're a former hog, but he doesn't hog the basketball if the shot isn't there. Fears connects, and outside the mark. And Larry into the backcourt, stolen by Fears, who jams it home.
This ability to create contact, finish through it, obviously at 6'9", 230. You know, it's interesting. He's had 5 games this year where he's been to the line 12 times or more. And this is from a interior play.
Mitchell had a career-high 25 in the first meeting between these teams. There's Jeremiah Fears escaping. This is a big, deep Missouri ball club. They run Bates off the three-point line. They lost it to Jalen Moore. Hit ahead for Fears, and he will finish.
Well, that's big for Oklahoma because Robinson has been absolutely outstanding over the last 5 or 6 ball games. And he's been dominant in many ways.
And now Grill and others left to try to guard Fears. Oh, what a move. Fake spin, drop it home.
Defensively.
Grill can't get free from Moore now. He will step back and fire. That's off. Oklahoma 10-point lead as Fears attacks. Tough floater, banks it home.
Defensively, probably not as sharp as Dennis Gates would want. But this also shows you the depth of the Tigers. And you know, I don't think it was just coach beat. Dennis Gates feels like he can go 14, 15 deep when healthy.
Fears online with a 3.
Nobody should be. Whoever they have out there, they will score enough points. It's do they take care of it, and do they get stops down at this end in the half court?
Mitchell, and he flushes one home.
Well, really good play by Perkins because he slowed up on Goodine out front. That allowed Mitchell to continue to flow down that left side. And they're right there, points off turnovers for Missouri.
Mitchell's got a dozen, and Fears has got another bucket. And green line, he knows how to finish as he does there.
Again, heavy dose of that, but defensively, that's what's going to allow you to have a chance if you're the Tigers.
Mitchell's got 14 now.
Yeah, you got the full court pressure here, Chad, and that's. But if you don't turn them over, you don't get anything. Then it's just solid. It's solid. Keep things in front. One and dones. Clear the glass. Push.
Along the baseline, Goodine. He saves it out for Fears. His leaner banks home. So compact.
Because you don't really need it.
That's his first made 3 on 5 tries tonight. Jalen Moore secures his 6th rebound. And Oklahoma can feel maybe their biggest win of the year. Fears to the rim and in.
Dribble move allowed Padula to get his rhythm, setting up his man so he can rise into that pull-up J. Sweet shot.
There goes Fears. That's his. Dia calling for it, but that was good D by Fears to fight off the big man and poke it away. Here he goes, puts his head down all the way to the rim, plus the foul. Murray pull-up J.
Well, I was going to say that's one for Malik Dia. If you're a post player, you got to learn how to post up against smaller players too.
Fears contorts his body. It's 4 on 4, throwing it. Oh, good job by Godin to swipe it away. Now Fears behind the play will lay it in for an easy deuce.
Teams are going to have to do a much better job on boxing out. You can't make it a jumping match trying to reach and tip the ball. You got to have to finish those possessions with strong rebounds, and the box out is very important.
Fears a variety of moves in traffic. And Fears on the move. Jeremiah Fears lays it up and in.
White ball. As you mentioned, it's those type plays that can make him a lottery pick to go along with the skill set that he has.
We asked him earlier today, who do you try to pattern your game after? Is there 1 or 2 players in the league? Fears, the bucket, Ogie on the bench. And Oweh's going to pick up Jeremiah Fears.
Taking on the matchup of Fears.
Miles on Chandler in attack mode to Taylor. Shot clock at 8. Fears in traffic, and we're tied at
in terms of height down low, but they're very physical on the boards.
Got some strength, and Matthews is a leader in that department. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything, but Nwoko right here is a really long drink of water.
Ooh, Fears with a step back. Pure shot season. Matthews lost the handle. Little contact. Oklahoma on the run out. Jeremiah Fears with the stuff. Sean Murphy with the bucket.
He just is where he's supposed to be all the time. I really like how he plays.
We're in an era of college basketball where the guys that are good immediately, guys like Jeremiah Fears, deservedly so, get all kinds of credit and all kinds of headlines. And again, not to take anything away from Jeremiah Fears.
And no pass, no ball movement, and he gets right to the rim and able to dish it off. Too easy.
Bulldogs in front by 5. Fears trying to get to the rim. Up with the left hand. What a pretty scoop. The first half for Sam Godwin. Sean Murphy lost the handle and left it short. That's another rebound for number 10 in white. Fears left alone. 3 on the way and good for number 0.
Explosion, good extension.
Goodine on the drive, stops, shot clock at 5. Moore had it deflected, so no travel. Here's Fears, shot clock under 3. 3 on the way, and it goes for Jeremiah. Fears walks it up. First career double-double for him today. 25 points, 10 assists. He is the second player this year in the SEC with a 20-point, 10-assist game. The other one, Mark Sears. Fears on the drive, cut off, steps back to find a little space. How about that teardrop?
Chinula will find Aberdeen one extra. And a three ball won't go in.
So important for Oklahoma to get off to a good start in this game. They got a gut punch on Saturday, losing at home to LSU. A game they had won all the way to the last 30 seconds.
Nice, nifty touch off Kiss. They've missed that when he was out. Physical presence.
He is just a bull, right? Driving that basketball.
Taylor Jr. tries to go in. There's Handlockton to help. Fears still plenty of time on the shot clock as he rises and buries it. They set up out of the timeout. Three ball, too strong and too long. Clayton Jr. leading the way. He's got 8. Good time penetration. Wow. He just back. Aberdeen.
He's not shy.
Denzel, no.
Is he? Good cut.
Chinula got his fingers right into Fear's face. Now he tries to take the big guy and he'll kick it. He's got to get it off quick. He does. Oh, and he knocked it down. And Richard again? No. I hope to stay in front of Moore. Excellent relocation by Fears. Really well done.
Big time.
Number a lot tonight because the guards have been so great. He is a physical presence. It's been a while since Fears buried one, so we remind.
There will be games in March that you got to be able to throw the dadgum ball inside and score, get fouled, and Handlockton can be that pressure release 2 or 3 times a game for him.
And they already have that guy who's just sitting on the bench right now in a boot. There's a 3. It got some of that pain.
Yeah, they're last in the league in blocks. They struggle on the rebound margin on a game-to-game basis. After the Gibbons 3, this is Duke Miles quickly into the front court. Fears lines up the 3 and hits it. First triple for Chest. Back spasms pregame, and then he was made unavailable. Cam Carter denies Fears that time, but Fears sticks with it and gets 11 20-point games this year for Jalen Moore. Today he's 3 of 9 from the floor, so he's been a little off. Fears has it now. Jeremiah Fears rises high. That time it was Iverson.
A little bit.
Carter gets it back to a 4-point game.
I don't see the trainer over there really doing anything with it. It looks like something that he might be able to come back and play with.
That is 18 points and their best player on the bench today. Fears drains the 3. They've lost 7 in a row. They're dying for an SEC win. Carter, wild layup, rebounded down to Moore. For Oklahoma, they don't want to take a bad home loss to a 1-10 league team. Jeremiah Fears.
25.
And yet we have several of those, I think. Ask any coach in the league who they think has the toughest conference schedule. They all do.
Yeah, ours. Well, Alabama's building a case because they're going to have a 7-game stretch of top 25 opponents. I've never seen that in years of covering the sport. Ray says, see, third one's a charm. Josh Gray, who is now on his 3rd SEC school, LSU and South Carolina most recently.
So here's a few minutes with Elvis running the point. So Fears is playing off the ball now.
Oklahoma's gone over 3 minutes without scoring a point. Fears, there's the finish, and there.
2 feet guards.
Under 12 timeout on the way on the next whistle. Fears Blows by Gray on the hedge out, and then gets another and one opportunity. And
Lanier with Milicic, Jemai Mashak, outstanding defender, and here's Felix Okpara, whose shot is short and grabbed by Jalen Moore.
I think it's great when Ziegler gets into the lane, but if he gives up his dribble, that's going to be tough to pass out.
Here's the freshman, first shot attempt. Here since Ralph Parton in 1980. 5'9" Zakai Ziegler. Gainey turns it over to Taylor. Fears racing down the floor. Boy, the thigh looked good there.
Or does he have a tiny head? Like, I was waiting for you to finish saying what you were saying. The promo. I waited. I was the whole time like a child waiting for someone to finish talking.
So just to be clear, the answer to will this be Duke's toughest test in the ACC was, does Blake Griffin have a small head?
I thought it was like a...
I just want the transcript to be read back to me cleanly. Anyway, the answer will be yes. Thank you for participating in my made-up exercise. Fears elbow jumper is good. Just as there.
Mazzara, hello!
Fears from straight away, knocks down the three.
Just comes in, Dave, with unbelievable confidence of how they're playing. Defensively, they're solid. Again, they force turnovers, and they don't turn the ball over very often.
Here's the freshman Fears. Now to Miles. Fears with a long three and rattles that one home. Fears up, get a great screen from Chris Magnon.
Magnon, what a smart play, and he is a smart player.
Boy, Vanderbilt just so active with their hands defensively.
And this is a good matchup. Magnon guard Jalen Moore. I think Jalen Moore can be an all-league player by the end of this. He's playing like it so far this season.
Boy, there's
Fears. Dave is playing with a level of confidence. He did it in that first half, but already he's got the ball in his hand more, and he's made a couple plays for teammates.
Fears dumps it inside. Fears right to the rim. Too easy.
Get to the paint. You got to stay down.
Edwards. That shot dropped in the first half, not here in the second half. Fears working on Tanner.
Wow, is he good off the bounce?
Yeah.
Really good.
Woo, there is no more.
Now, Oklahoma, they've had problems with this pressure.
10 minutes to go. Here's Fears working on Carey. Reverse layup. Everybody knows in a hurry the other way. Edwards. In and out. Boy, how many shots from Vanderbilt have spun out?
And I tell you what's impressive, Dave. Both teams, all players getting back defensively when you don't think you're in the play. Wow, let's watch.
Finally, Vanderbilt. Tough shot. Grant Huffman hanging in the air.
The degree of difficulty Vanderbilt has had to try to score with. My goodness. It's a shot. Smaller body on Moore is going to be tough.
Lockton will try another three. This one too strong. Fears with that rebound. That's number 6 for him. He's a triple-double waiting to happen. He's had a couple of games where he's had double-figure points and 9 rebounds, 8 assists. And just keeps doing
it. Saw it the shoot-around. Davis. Shot no good. Here comes Duke Miles. Miles hits the crossover, kick out, Fears, long three. Good. The freshman. That's good execution right there. Wagner, full steam ahead. Missed the drive. Duke Miles pushing it back the other way. He'll pull it back out. Fears, the freshman, drives and lays it in. Great athletic. As high quality of the free throw shooter he is, this is where he has to try to draw the fouls, get to the free throw line to see the ball go through the net, as he can catch a rhythm as he tries to close the game out in a tight one. Fears, shot blocked, but goaltender. This is go time. We're under 5 minutes to play. Oh, almost thrown away and stolen. McGee to Taylor, the Fears. It's good. Sooners up 2.
They really like each other. They play well together. They share the basketball with each other.
Fears with a floater, got that one to go. Nice job.
For about the last 3 weeks, so they anticipated him helping with the injuries. It's kind of fast-tracked it a little bit.
Well, they could use it, that's for sure. Here's Kobe Elvis. Hands it off to Fears. Jeremiah goes left hand the whole way.
They go over the front of the rim and made it more difficult.
Ugasuk. Nice take to the rim. Rebound to Forsythe. Up ahead to Fears. Open floor. Takes it himself. Eastern time. And anybody, South Carolina is just, they're ranked number 2. But they are destroying people right now.
Don Staley is not just a good coach, but is a great motivator. And that program is just, and it's just starting, Dave. It's not like it's at the middle or the end. I think it's at the beginning with the recruits that she's got coming in.
Connects on the 3. Jordan Butler's 6th three-pointer of the season. Well, Oklahoma, it was a tough start to SEC play in their first go at it, but see what this one will do as they kind of break the seal.
Dangerous when a guy's coming off a tough game like Kaluma did against Tennessee.
Interesting starting 5 change up for Porter Moser tonight. Kobe Elvis begins on the bench. Bryson Goodine gets the start. That hot shooting three-point specialist. Jeremiah.
Like he had a complete control of the ball. Don't shoot it then.
Fierce attacking and finishing.
Roy, this game kind of reminds me the way Oklahoma started on the road last game out at Georgia when they trailed 17-7 and kind of fought their way back into the game in both halves.
A slow start by Fears that day in Athens. Great job by Moore to make sure it didn't go into the backcourt.
See, I think you've got to call the contact on those handoffs.
Fears left open behind the back. And a finger roll. He's got 6.
The whole way to his left.
Stolen by Taylor. Ahead to Fears. Lays it up and in. Horns.
Money. Pope at the line.
In fact, he has 14 of the Longhorns' 21 points in the second half. Fears crept in, found a way to the bucket. Trey Johnson. Not this time. Stuck on 12. Fears weaving his way through traffic. Spins it home. I didn't even have to ask the question. Fears connects from downtown. In the lead.
Georgia missing the front end of the 1-and-1. Here's Jeremiah Fears on the breakout. And we have got to
discuss that in just a minute.
I look forward to that, Professor. Coleman rejected. Clean block. Wagee on the swat. Fears in traffic. Absorbs the contact and has led this game most of the way. Fears, he's not going to pass that up. That's why he is an elite.
And Fears, who's had an up and down shooting season from beyond the arc, nails that one.
That's the 10th three of this game for Oklahoma. Fears again, passed up the 3, shoots the mid-range, pure.
Foul.
Open 3. Too strong, rebound, flying in is Goodine. Chance to tie it with a 3. Under 2 minutes to play. Fears, the freshman, fearless in the lane, got it to go!
Florida has in those guard plays with Walter Clayton, as well as Elijah Martin.
Jeremiah Fears back on the floor for Oklahoma, spinning away from the D, and that is his first difficulty.
And there's the veteran taking it to the rookie as Sears and Fears having a little bit of jawing back and forth.
Oh, and then Sears gets a hard screen from Godwin.
Get your head on a swivel.
Fears, pump fake, and a step back three. He's
continue to try to run their offense, but Oklahoma is starting to make a surge.
Still over 10 minutes to play in the second half. Plenty of time. Fears wants it with 6 on the shot clock. That's defender on his hip. And the elbow jumper goes. That's
talking about obviously in the top 10, but I have to go with the Ole Miss Rebels and what Chris Beard has going on. Has some really good players transferring in. Obviously, you have a head coach that has the pedigree of. He had last year a team that was competing amongst the elite in the SEC.
Fears that step back. That's a deep 2. He has been.
Shot clock is down to 8. Marcel Bryant trying to go to work against Moore. Tough fall away. And the rebound to Jeremiah Fears. When he rebounds, he's a one-player fast break. As he gets himself to the rim all the way, that's going to be a goaltend as the ball hit the back.
Well, you can see why they like him. He's got really good hands and a soft touch. Can play that 4-5 and give them a little versatility offensively.
And there's Fears with back-to-back
ways to cancel those out throughout the ball game.
That was a friendly bounce there for Marcel Bryant. Byron Smith was saying he's got the body of an NFL tight end, and you can see him operate in amongst other big bodies as he did there.
Yeah, and I think good to see if you're Prairie View A&M staff. You know, without Anderson today, I mean, Bryant trying to pick up the load offensively and help Petway out there.
5 to shoot now as Elvis tries to get free from Elijah Terry. Fears, foul line jumper, and foul. Just enough. Tillman out the guard spot. Tillman couldn't get one off over Luke Northweather. He turned it over. And here's Fears attacking, sprinting across the lane. For the Sooners, he replaces Luke Northweather. And Jalen Moore is back out there with his 3 fouls. Panthers have done a good job against Fears after the initial 5 minutes until now, and that's going to be a goal.
Right now, Oklahoma, Chad, with Taylor and Moore in there, essentially at the 4 and 5. I mean, you really have 5 guards out there.
And Fears cashes in. Just anything.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good call. They can go look at it, though, at the next media timeout.
They reviewed one. The Jeremiah Fears got a goaltend call to his advantage and said it was a goaltend. Spagbemi. And it's stolen from him by Duke Miles. Hit ahead. Fears finishes at the rim. And just what the health level will be for those guys who will return, that's yet to be seen. 25-18 Oklahoma. 9 minutes left here in the opening half. Sooners go back to their original starting 5. Fears is back out there. Elvis trying to free himself, but can't from Cato. Now Fears has got to go make a play. Has the quickness advantage over Eaton, and he just buried.
To get a special performance in the first half offensively from a guy like Fox, because offensively for them, it's really Taylor, Cato, and Fakmimi. Those are the 3 that typically carry you offensively.
Fears goes right to the window, and the fresh 3 is true. And so that is his first made 3 of the game. He's got 7 points. Fears hesitates but gets himself free from the foul line, and a friendly Lloyd can make with the program and what he is trying to build. Sam Godwin back in, as is Jeremiah Fears. He launches and sticks a 3. That's 117 free throws between them this year. You're talking about 10 made free throws a game between those 2 guys. Duke Miles counterattack, step in 3. Fears turns it down, glides in and punches one. You know, it's something else with Fears. He's a 6'5", true 6'5". You know, when he comes, reaches out and contests a shot like that and elevates, there he gets to the rim very easily. I mean, that's not.
in each possession for Michigan.
And Michigan's like, who needs 3-pointers, right? 2 out of 14. OU has made 6 out of 12. But Michigan has the lead as we are playing the second half and the final half of the event. Fears with a pull-up pop and a good start.
Had offers. He had multiple opportunities to go. He decided on Michigan.
Tipped up and in. Oklahoma. That pass inside. Not sure how he did that, but laid up and in by a 7-footer. A terrific pass. So Michigan by 7. Fears to operate. Finds himself wide open and sticks it.
Love that set right there.
To push the tempo. And the kick out for Miles. Moore with the rebound. They'll keep it alive for Fears. Fears finds the seam. Airborne. He hits that shot. Beautiful. For the contest. Fears looking to make another move. Out for Taylor. Taylor's pass almost tossed out. Jeremiah Fears. Yes, a 3-pointer.
Slippage. Game slippage day.
Godwin has a way, Deb, of really being in the middle of it with big defense. And a scoop shot by Fears is good. Duke Miles right on the side. Near his bench. Trying to get it in for Fears. He does. 18 seconds left. Cross court. Dangerous pass.
Oh, they're looking for a 3.
Fears will lift this one. Got it! He hit it!
5.
How about the
go to
Gators?
10-0.
How about the SEC? I mean, you can.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Spend a whole show talking about how good this league is, and Florida is one of those teams.
Talking with Porter Moser before the game, and he said all the years in the Big 12 where we were considered the best conference, and I get to the SEC in the first year, they're as good as they've been in recent memory. SEC 10-1 today. There's jumper from the free throw line for Jeremiah Fears.
Now when Fears slows,
Jennings with a handoff to Thompson. Lost the handle, and then Newman was a little lazy going after it, and Fears beat him to it. Stuffs it home and immediately back down Godwin. Some help defense for Moore from the backside. Moore able to get a block. Fears turns on the Jets, and then a little hesitation, and the defender Jennings. That was going to be one of the few easy lay-ins for them all night. That for Devo Davis, and they didn't get that opportunity.
doesn't that happen when you shot goes up? Isn't that a block out? I don't know.
I didn't see a foul there either.
He just stopped dead.
Yeah.
The guy came up off his back.
And Fears on the back cut lays it in. Here's a Gedian 3. It's a little bit long. Offensive board Taylor. Here's a back it up as we're nearing the midway point of this second half.
Taylor's giving some solid minutes. Just comes in and a lunch pail guy off the bench. Doesn't need the basketball to be effective.
A little step back 3. They went 10-0 to start last year. Went to the Jumpman Invitational. Lost to North Carolina. They're going to go looking at this point like they'll be 10-0 heading to the Jumpman on Wednesday against Michigan. 10-0 this year. Fears down the lane and with the left hand.
Team's got a lot of toughness, though. I think last year's team down the stretch in the Big 12, they took some hits. They had some guys injured. Not sure they had the same toughness they have right now, especially on the perimeter defensively.
With the shot clock expiring, there is Jeremiah Fears. And
Pajot, and he's able to lay it in transition.
Boy, good defensive play right there from the Braves. And it's a situation where Fears, he got too deep and left his feet, had nowhere to go.
Pajot is a program guy. He has just gotten better every year. 4th year in the program. Fears has the counter. Oklahoma, tough team to press, Brendan, with the very good guards, including this guy. Fears attacks, count it, and a foul. That is the.
And he hasn't shot it bad, but he hadn't shot it great like he was earlier in the year.
Fears the steal, glides to the window, and scores. Fears and Forsythe. That combination can't produce the three this time. Miles to Fears for the lay-in. Here comes McGee. He'll give it up. Wide open three. And turned down in favor of a Fears drive that's good.
As Coach Moser told us today, I asked him, I said, what have you learned most from your team here the last 4 games? He said that we can take a punch.
Early and anticipate you're going to make some here as the half gets going.
That pass deflected and a steal by the Sooners. With numbers, Sears losing the handle still puts it in.
Let's create space, get down the lane and force rotation.
Fears, mid-range jumper, foul, plus the bucket.
And now you got he and Powell on the front line. See if they can make a run and get back in this one.
That was Powell calling out the screen for Terry so he didn't get slammed with another screen.
Now on the other end, Northweather's in the game, and he dictates coverage because he's such a good shooter.
Fears sheds his defender and nails.
Put the team on his back.
Fears gets all the way to the rim.
Yeah, only his 9th made 3 of the year, but tough guys make tough shots.
So he puts Louisville in front by 1. Fears will launch. Got it. And the 2 star guards are back.
His defender had to step up and challenge the shot, which frees him up for a clean offensive rebound.
So back to a 3-point game. Fears to work. Tough drive. Yes. With that blow by step. Yeah, he's been held in Tangle in the 5th place game. That'll be the last game on this floor in this tournament for this year.
What's behind you? Boy, Hepburn was coming. Yes, sir.
Nearly tipped away. Fears got it back, laid it in.
Wow, Fears with a nose for the ball and the explosiveness.
By the way, I got a weed eater. You got the weed eater?
Yes.
I got a pair of scissors. Somebody said, get to it, buddy. Miles will kick it out. And now they swing it for Elvis. Long distance. Here's Fears to knock down the 3. He is Maui. Spectacular performance. But then right back at it. No time for the weary. They're going to go to Cameron Indoor. Oklahoma with a 17-10 lead on Arizona. Godwin handing off for Fears. Elvis with the swing. Moore has 7 points. Shot clock to 5. Elvis gives it up. Fears takes a look at the clock. He floats this one. Backed it in! A 3-point.
At 17.
Well, this one with about 6 minutes to go in the half, starting to tighten up. Oklahoma sensed that. Arizona putting a run together. And it closed the gap. Sooners still winning a battle on the glass in this first half. Fears to the baseline. Scoop shot. Oh, my. Bradley, nifty spin. And, boy, he did everything he needed to do except make the shot.
No doubt. I really appreciate the fight by Northweather on the inside to get that miss.
Fears, nifty move. Strong. And gets it to go.
Obi, that's Love. When he's doing more than just hunting jump shots, because he's very good and powerful at that short mid-range pull-up game.
Kobe Elvis, the star yesterday, off the Fears, the 3. Got it! You could see momentum. We'll see if Oklahoma can stunt them now. Godwin back in play with 3 fouls. Fears tries to get it to the big fella in the paint. And the freshman finds the lane. Miles can't shoot it. Round the back. Back out for Fears. Shot clock down to 7.
Off the screen, Fears will launch it. Got it. You cannot let it. Fears the man who answered. Bradley airborne. Can't finish it. Fears again. Fires. Got it. He's so much fun.
Includes us, and we didn't even work the games.
No doubt.
That's how exciting that second game was in particular. Another turnover. Elvis will push it. Miles tiptoeing his way. He's another guy who can score, averaging 12 points a game. Fears with a little floater. And as you mentioned, now the Sooners trying to cut in. Of course, UConn and Maui back-to-back losses. I was listening to Coach Hurley earlier today. Very disappointed in his team's defense. Fears with a tough drive for two. Is Arizona and Davidson. Arizona, the number 24 team in the country, coming off a loss against Duke last Friday. And Sooners with it. Jeremiah Fears in control. Trying to use the screen on the blow by, and how about that move with the left hand? They've got 7:39 remaining. DC with the basketball, poked away by Fears. So quick, and a slam again.
What's not to like? He is a bodied athlete who makes threes, and that's the component he provides. Moore swats that shot from, I beg your pardon, that was not him. That was Duke Miles with the block. Here's Fears. Buffet trying to stay in front of him. Floater good. At the midway mark of the opening half. 10 to shoot. Phelps, lengthy one. And Sam Godwin with another rebound, leading the SEC in rebounding at 12 per game. Fears blasts all the way to the rim and converts again. And that's a rate that Porter Moser's comfortable with. Want to take more threes. As you said, it looks a lot better when they go down, but they haven't all been bad looks. 20-17. There's 7 minutes left. Wagee is back in for the Sooners. Josh Taylor in for the Lions. Pretty good scrum here. Great hustle by Scooter Williams Jr., but Moore breaks free and Fears finishes it. Back down to a 5-point game here with 3 minutes left in the first half. Fears very comfortable. 9 points, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 assists, a steal, and he gallops to the window there. Fears to trigger. Into the hands of Miles. He's got 14 points. Elvis lost it. Fears lines up at 3, and it works out well for the Sooners as Fears knocks down his first 3 of the night. Make on this trip. Williams 3, and that's the 3rd time they've had a chance to get it to single digits. Unsuccessfully. Fears all the way in. Man, he is physical for a friend. Extended road trip at Stonehill. They'll play Purdue-Fort Wayne at home on the 30th, just their 2nd home game of the year. Here's Fears transitioning. Just finding enough real estate to get himself up.
He's going to have a bigger leash, right? Because he's earned it, and he's a terrific offensive player. But if you're trying to get in the rotation, get minutes, what Fredson Cole did, what that does, it gets you trust with the staff.
Fears rinses the 20-2 over the last 7 minutes. So Phillips tries to change that, but it's way off the mark. 0 for 7 from downtown now. Fears runs and punches the rim. Oklahoma in transition.
Conference. They're always built that way. And you're doing all of this to prepare for the SEC, one of the best conferences in the country. And he knows you have those lapses like that defensively, you won't beat anybody, especially on the road.
Fears had a double clutch in midair, but he had. Fears a good kick out to spot Taylor in the corner. He'll turn it down for Forsythe's 3. Way off. No reset of the shot clock. Fears triggers and hits it.
Oklahoma to get out and run and have broken pulls.
Or just get a steal like Fears. Double clutching in to tie it at 7. Warren, the junior college transfer.
And I like that Northwestern State, they're trying to attack the paint. We've seen it mostly off the bounce where they can do it from multiple guard situations, but right there, nice little post-entry pass for the lady.
9-9 trying to go to work is Miles.
Shot clock is at 10. Fierce creating. Hard to the window and in.
And the trap was hard, but it also, they used their length. And I would keep pressuring Bettis out front. He's had a hard time handling that.
Here's Fears curling to the bucket. The Sooners get back within a deuce.
And play off of him.
Here's Fears. Mubaru out to try to guard him. Shot clock down to 10 for Fears. Behind the back pull up. Fouled. Count it. And he'll have a chance to give. Thomas has 20 and has the Demons back to within 6. Fears got some space and scored it easily. Now Patterson trying to work his way in. He's stripped. Glenn Taylor Jr. took it. Hands it to Fears. Offensively. Browning step in 3. No. Fears grabs the miss. 2-on-1 with Miles. He'll attack himself. The freshman lays it up and in. So finding a little lane to kiss it off the window.
That's not usually his calling card. More of a defender, offensive rebounding glass eater, but that time took it with a right-hand straight line drive.
Tough shot for Fears. I think he was bonus the rest of this one. Butrell stripped. Fears and Glenn Taylor Jr. There's Fears wide open, lays it in. Butrell scores 78-55 now. Fears, by the way, is into double figures in his Oklahoma debut. He's got 11.
Playing with a lot of comfort and great pace as a freshman.
That he is. He's got a matchup he wants against Wilde and loops it up and in. Just blew right by
tonight, but freshmen are going to have freshman plays, and you just want to keep them ahead of pace.
Browning, the bank is not open. We got a late start here, so the bank's closed for Marquise Browning. Tate Forsythe back in. Fears cashes in his first.